What's going on? What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Size Up. Um,
Hello.
okay, here we go.
Hello.
Timberlake is here. It's Timberlake. I thought Wendy wasn't gonna be here neither, and Wendy popped up.
Hey, girl.
Okay, I'm finna put it back on mute because I gotta eat this food.
Well, you hold on. You not on mute on the stream yard. You on my speakerphone. Goodbye.
Oh, hold on. Am I muted on StreamYard?
You're muted on StreamYard, dear heart.
Okay, great. All right. Hang up the phone.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so hey guys, as y'all can see, we got a special guest. My sister Timberlake Hope is gonna be joining us today. I'm not sure, and I don't know if you did or not, Wendy. I watched the tape.
I only watch what Channel 5 showed.
Okay.
I don't think I can watch their full tape because I already started crying after watching the second video that Channel 5 showed. The first video they showed was a sky cam.
Okay.
And then the second video they showed was one of the body cams. And it was like the way they
Sky cam first. CNN played the sky cam last. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm finna go back to E because
cool.
I'm hopping in.
I'm just saying the way they bum rushed his car like he was in a high-speed chase, like he murdered somebody. It was just so unnecessary.
Yeah. But he wasn't. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure that he was erratically driving. He was in the turning lane. When the guy just jumped out the car, and then they all came, surrounded him, and pulled him out the car. I don't think that was even what it was. You know what I'm saying? My oldest did not want to see the video. He feels like his mental health needs to be protected at all times, and I champion him for that. I'm with it. He was like, I ain't gonna be able to sit up there and watch that, and I was okay with that. My 12-year-old wanted to see it, so he got up in the bed with me, and we saw it. And the first question that he asked was, "Wait a minute, it's 5 cops. It's 5 black cops arrested. What about this white cop? It's a white cop." That's the first thing my 12-year-old.
Why grown people ain't asking that question on the news? Everybody keep acting like they done did their job and they accomplished something. Ain't nobody asking that question on TV, and nobody want to scream every time I hear them talk about the 5 black officers were arrested, bro.
It sounds like you far away, T.
I'm sorry.
My sister was the one that told me beforehand that it was a white cop involved.
How's your sister find out?
Because she works for the Arlington.
Oh.
So she saw the video before it came out.
Okay.
And she said it's bad. It was bad. And then I have a friend who's a sergeant, and she told me when it's bad.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
Yeah.
But here's my thing, and then I'll let you say something.
Okay.
I want to know. I want to be the fly or the gnat or the mosquito on that wall of them and seeing how are they feeling about it. Do they feel any kind of remorse? Because when I saw the third video, when it showed them after the boy was on the ground, and they was laughing and kiki-keying, and even one of them said, "Should we get him closer to the responders?" Hell no. They had no remorse. I want to start feeling it.
Not only that, they were mocking him when he was calling out for his mom. They were you hear them trying to get their story together as well in the background. He drunk, he on drugs, he was driving, he was drunk driving, he was this, that, and the third. You hear them trying to scramble to come up with whatever. Didn't he touch your gun? Yeah, he touched my gun. He tried to snatch my gun. What? Like, they were really trying to come up with some type of narrative. And then I guess when they had run his tags, found out that he stayed on the street, that y'all were beating him senselessly on, You go knock on his mama's door and tell his mama, oh, we pull him out for a DUI. We're going to send him to the hospital and then he's under arrest. And tell the lady she can't see her child. And I don't know what the standards are or the protocol is if you arrest somebody and they go to the hospital. I don't know. But come on, man. That was ridiculous.
That get paid. That little boy that lost his daddy, he's about to be set for life.
Oh, he had a child?
Yeah, he had a 4-year-old son.
Oh, wow. Now I did not know that. So I want to, as a boy mom, my heart breaks. I can't imagine my child being 2-3 doors down from me, getting his life handed to him, right? And I can't hear him calling I can't imagine it, right? I can't imagine it. Cannot imagine it at all. I don't know what the psyche is of people who decide that this is how we handle all black people or all black men, because that seems to be the running theme when it comes to the police. Just my thought process.
But have you noticed on TikTok, since this since all of this been happening, now we've been seeing videos of unlawful stops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's been coming that's on my FYP right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I see them all the time on TikTok.
Right, but it's not. I haven't seen as many as when I swipe up. There's another one. There's another one. There's a lot of them. But it was one. The dude got pulled over. Got stumped. The police officers went to go get something to drink. Look at a black man. Put him in handcuffs because they said that he looked like a murder suspect. They had then they realized they didn't have they had the wrong guy. Still had him
in handcuffs. His wife was recording a video and the kids were in the car. Yeah, I remember that. I saw that video.
This is crazy.
It's really degrading. And I want everybody, what Nicole Hannah Jones did. I don't know if you guys were able to watch the first 2 episodes of the 1619 Project. The way she's breaking this whole thing down is amazing.
Let me know when you want me to talk.
Huh?
Let me know when you want me to talk.
Okay. You was eating, so I was letting you eat. And
I know, and I appreciate that. That's why I was letting you know.
Definitely jump in when you can. I'm gonna ask some questions in a second. I definitely want everybody to check out the 1619 Project. The way she broke it down, and I hadn't read it. It's in my books on my Amazon. I don't know if I got it on Audible, if I have it in my my Kindle. Hadn't got to read it yet, but the way they have produced it and they breaking it down, it's the system is not made for us. And at this point, I'm wondering, even if we infiltrate ourselves into the system, and I'm talking about people of color, how are we changing it? Because we still are not the majority in a lot of the systems that we try to infiltrate ourselves in. So I feel like, and this is coming from somebody who was a political science major, pre-law major, right? What help is the system to Black people? Black people are feeling like that now. And I mean, regardless of if it was Black officers or not, we still feel like that because it seems like we are public enemy number 1 in this instance. As boy moms, have you guys started having conversations with your sons as it regards to dealing with the police, interacting with the police, that sort of thing?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
This weekend.
Go ahead,
Huh?
Go ahead.
Okay, this weekend. First, I want to talk about my response to the video before I answer the question. If it's
Go ahead.
I sat back and I said that I was not going to watch the video at first. I also posted how to avoid the video if you were trying to avoid the video. But the thing I kept nagging on, the thing that kept catching me was the fact that this happened in my city. There is nowhere in this city that I don't go.
Right.
So this has happened on a street that I've driven down 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
We've probably all traveled down Ross Road, like
and we have a parent that stays in that community. Yeah.
The first person I saw was a non-melanated individual.
Baby, because I'm telling you, Jalen was like, Mom.
I'm sorry, my alarm started going off. My bad.
You fine.
The first person I saw was a non-melanated individual, and the first thing I said was, I know I'm not seeing what I think I'm seeing, because sometimes if you're viewing certain videos, certain hues may look melanated or have the appearance of absence of melanin. So I was like, are my eyes not eyeing today?
Nope, because your 12-year-old nephew saw the same thing.
So my eyes were eyeing as I continued to listen to the vernacular, because we talk how we talk.
We talk how we talk.
We talk how we talk. I was like, I know good in the hell well the city of Memphis knows better than to do what the fuck they just did. I said what I said. Do what the fuck they just did, and then turn around and put black officers on the news. Ain't nobody talking about this first person, the first person who tased him out the gate and was like, I hope they stomp his ass.
Right. Absolutely. Put your speaker up to your mouth too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, can you hear me better?
I can.
Okay. So this is the thing. As a former employee of a police organization, I'm pissed because I have made movies. I'm an award-winning director. I have made an award-winning film about police brutality. And I have gone across this country. I have won awards internationally. And one thing that I've always said when it came to this was, we don't have these problems here.
But
and
we do.
Technically, I was correct, because everybody knows MPD ain't trigger happy. MPD ain't the ones that's gonna run up and shoot you for the fuck of it. Now, some of them will. And there are a lot of cases that are still out. There was a young man who was murdered while he was sleeping. I'm going to call it murder.
It's murder.
There are some of my contemporaries, some of my former colleagues.
I know you're trying to get your angles, but we need to hear you.
No, there are some of my colleagues who have gotten on the television, gotten on the news, and the first thing they want to do is be like, this man's life was lost. No, motherfucker, it was stolen from him. Don't say his life was lost. It wasn't lost. Nobody was looking for it until y'all pulled y'all bitch ass. I'm sorry, my kids in the house and I'm loud. This makes me mad, as you can tell.
It's upsetting.
His life was not lost. okay? His life was stolen from him. His life was carjacked and snatched and beaten and hunted. They literally hunted that man.
Absolutely.
They hunted him.
Absolutely.
And as an artist in this city, knowing all the things that artists in this city have to go through as it is with this weak ass city, I said what I said. Then turn around and watching artists be beaten to death like he was running a card scam in Las Vegas and the Shylocks caught up to him because the house supposed to win. Like, I'm gonna answer your question, girl, because I could go. I'm just gonna answer
And
your
I got
question.
you.
As a boy mom, I sat in my room alone. My children have not seen this video yet. If my oldest has seen it, it is not because he watched it with me.
Right.
He actually was not at home during the time of the video. He was on his way home while they were playing the video. And I was constantly texting him because the video was on. And I know how I felt watching that video. I am a college educated individual who was mad as fuck, ready to fight for this man. And I understand the people who didn't come outside their homes, but I really wish that they would have came outside and jumped them folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this Memphis. We don't have to let these folks do this. This Memphis.
Yeah.
Like I am not one for violence, but if you wanna be a froggy, let's jump. Because you're not gonna just stand up there like and this man was trying to de-escalate. This man was begging. This man was like, I haven't done anything, bro. This is really a lot. Y'all are doing a lot. He never once cursed at these individuals. Like me, I wouldn't have been on the ground like y'all are doing a lot. I'm like, what the fuck y'all doing? Get the fuck up off. Like, no. And everybody knows. As a person who has multiple police officers in their family, everybody knows.
Yeah.
If you make MPD chase you, that's your ass if they catch
upset.
you.
They're gonna be mad. Absolutely. Don't let them get hurt. The guy sprayed himself in the eye with the pepper spray.
All they could talk about, man, my eyes. Oh man, you want me to nobody offered to pour Tyre Nichols some water on his face while he was handcuffed like a animal
and running
like
for his
snake,
life,
squirming on the ground. Then he was like, I need help. Bonnet on?
Okay, he does. I don't know. I just let it go.
I'm minding my business. Anyway, so like for that type of foolishness, that level of foolishness, like I just know I wouldn't have had that type of composure. I strongly suggest from now on, I think that any unit for the Memphis Police Department needs to have body cameras on. I don't care if they OCU, I don't give a fuck who they are. They need to have a goddamn body camera on.
Let me go further.
Was wearing hoodies, and it the thing that broke me was that I had to teach my sons to lay down to live. I have to teach my sons, not because they're criminals, not because they're rule breakers. My children go to charter school, not because they're erratic or violent or mischievous or anything like that, but because I gave birth to them and they inherited my skin.
Yeah.
That is so fucking shitty. Because I love my kids. I would do anything in the world for my kids. Yeah. And motherfuckers know I go to bat about mine. I'll pull up about mine. I'll be outside the house, outside the school about mine. So to know just by carrying them and nurturing them and getting them to adulthood, I am endangering them.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fucked up.
it's
I
crazy.
feel like I need to get my kids out of this country.
That's a
Cause
genuine feeling.
this isn't just a in the South. Oh, slavery was just in the South. NYPD,
Right.
shit,
LAPD.
LAPD. It's coast to coast, and we don't know what the fuck going on in Iowa and shit. Okay,
Right.
so
Oops.
I remember watching this video.
Okay.
It came across my feed on Facebook, and this man was showing his son how to survive if he had a knee on his neck.
That's so crazy that we have to do that. That's so crazy. We got to do
He
that.
was telling his son, "You need to relax. Don't tense up. You need to relax. Do not tense up.
that's
You
not the
need
right answer because there literally there is nothing
Mike,
that we can do. I have seen videos of white people.
your mic, friend.
Let's be real clear. I've seen videos of white people. I have white friends. I love my white friends. I enjoy non-melanated culture. It's fun sometimes. I really be enjoying them. They be giving me my life. But I got in trouble, like, and not even verbally, in a major way after the whole January 6th riot situation. They killed the police officer.
They
They
absolutely
they
did.
murdered a police officer inside the Capitol.
Yep, they did.
Whereas on a regular day, anybody who drives up on the Capitol grounds, rushes the Capitol grounds, they getting popped. It's
No,
happened before. It happened in the same year that them folks ran up in the same 365-day span. It's not the same calendar year because obviously that was January 6th. But they shooting people that come on the Capitol grounds, got guns on them.
Well,
Letting
they
these
did
folks
shoot a
storm the
lady and killed
Capitol.
her. I'm just
but
saying.
that
One,
they shot
come
that
on
that.
now.
But I'm talking about you ain't. That lady was on the inside of the Capitol at that point.
Right.
You don't. If somebody try to rush the Capitol, they try to rush the White House. They try to rush any of those
Inside.
buildings. You finna get shot on sight.
Right.
Inside.
Right.
Yeah, it's on site. But they want to call them protesters. What the fuck is protesting? I got in trouble for calling it the white apocalypse.
The white what?
The white apocalypse. I called it the white
I
apocalypse.
mean, you know,
Look, this is my
it's
thing. It wasn't nothing but white people there. And
nothing.
everybody who knows me knows I will joke about to take the anger out of it. Cause like January 6th, like I knew before they did all of this stuff on January 6th. I think I tweeted or made a Facebook post and I was like, these folks really finna try to overthrow our government. That was before they even got together for the speech that um President Cheeto
Ah,
got up there.
not Cheeto.
And I mean, hey, before he got up there and said anything, I knew what them folks was on. You talking about you gonna stop the election? This America. That's something you can do without the military. And the military ain't finna let you do that Trumpity Trump Trump Trump. First of all, they don't even like your bitch ass. Let's start there.
They
Cause
don't.
them folks back in the deep woods of Missouri and Tennessee and Mississippi can love you. You can have all the red stated you want. But if you telling our military that they fight for freedom, then you want to try to get them to switch to the opposition of oppression. Gonna have a
No,
tough time with that, friend.
it's really crazy. Um,
So jokingly, I said the white apocalypse. I was joking, but I got in major trouble for that. Like some folks saw my bag and some more stuff because I said that people that I hurt.
So let
Just
me
look at the situation for what it is. Because y'all can run up in the Capitol, y'all can kill a police officer. The same motherfuckers that be like, Blue Lives Matter can go and take a blue life and still be walking around this joint. These folks are on house arrest right now. On house arrest. Out on the streets, chilling at home.
Now, y'all remember when Trump said
that he driving home and he's dead. Yeah, he said he could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and he wouldn't lose
nothing was going to happen.
He wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. He's not
what?
Supporter behind it because the people who support him don't give a fuck about other people.
They don't. Wendy, what were you saying?
She was saying when Trump said he could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and get away with it, supporter.
They wouldn't do that. They still ain't arrested him now. I'm still waiting on it. Y'all got all this evidence against him, but we getting off topic. Hold on.
No, back around to everything that I'm saying. They can do all of that, and they can go home to their wives and children
and their families.
And Tyre Nichols can't swerve in traffic, can't drive erratically.
Yeah.
And make it home alive.
Yeah.
Damn man for running. As a matter of fact, when they started reaching in my car, I would have hit the gas on their ass. Real, like you yelling at me like this. Y'all got guns pointed. But nigga, we finna pull up to the police station.
I feel you because first of all, y'all were in the unmarked cars. Now one of those cars were marked in that initial traffic situation. I'm not even gonna say it was a traffic stop.
Except the white dude with the body camera.
That car, none of those
wasn't marked either.
It was not marked. It was not a marked.
Why was he the only? So this is my thing. These goddamn body cameras. Cause this man took his body camera off. He was like, "Oh, I got my body camera on, y'all." Like a nigga that's cheating. Oh, I'm with my girl right now, y'all. I'm with my girl right now.
Yeah.
Oh, so this.
The only marked car I saw,
premeditation. It reached organized crime.
The only marked car that I saw was the sheriff deputy's truck that passed by. That was the only marked vehicle that I saw in the video.
I wasn't even looking at the background because I was so focused on the fuckery.
I looked at everything because I was like, I don't want to be wrong. I looked at the whole picture.
I've only seen it once. I sat there that night. I saw it. I held my children. I was so angry.
Yeah. So Wendy,
I'm gonna say this. Mm-hmm. I want y'all to let me know if y'all feel like this. If I have to sit through a video of my son being murdered at the hands of the police, I don't want no peace. I don't want no peace.
I'm not gonna necessarily say that part of it. I think that there should be a bigger demand for other entities and other people involved in this because it's bigger than those 5 cops. It is. But I want Wendy to answer the question too, because she hadn't gotten the chance to answer the question either about teaching her son, because her baby's actually driving, right?
No, he hasn't started yet. He has to take driver school. He's going to driver school this spring. But I tell him all the time, like whenever you're in the car, we're going to make sure that his visor has a little thing around where he can just have everything he needs is up there. If he gets pulled over,
ain't no reaching in the glove box.
Right. Ain't no reaching in the glove box. Just let you know, they say, where's your license and registration? It's right up there. I'm going to get it.
Right.
Make sure he has everything. My son is already, he's as polite as he can be. He's not going to be like, my son is not going to be like disrespectful. He's going to be like, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. He's not. And I told him, look, because now now these days, some of these kids, they feel like, it's my rights. What's my rights? I know my rights. Hey, let your mama fight their fight. Just do what they say.
Let the lawyers fight their fight.
Right. Do what they say. First, have your phone on record.
Yeah.
Have your phone on record. So, even if we don't see no pictures, we got voices.
Right.
Have your phone on record. You say, yes, sir, no, sir. Do whatever they ask. If they ask you for ID, give them your ID.
Yeah.
Just do what they ask. And then let us determine if they were out of line or not.
Yeah.
Because the point is, I want you to come home.
I want you to come home
not
alive.
Come home
Yeah.
Not come home in a body bag.
Yeah.
But I mean, even with Tyre doing all of what he did, he sat there, they snatched him out the car.
Yeah,
he didn't do anything. And then them bitches sitting up there talking about he reached for my gun. He reached for my gun. No. He didn't have time to reach for your gun. You reached for him.
Yeah.
He was minding his own black business.
Yep.
Which is what I tell my kids to do on a regular.
So I want to do a rundown of I'm gonna start with this bird.
Rundown.
I'm about to get it to you. This bird, Candace Owens.
I'm saying, hold on, before, because that's a Wendy. If you have to sit through a video of your child, would you be calling for peace?
You mean like a peaceful protest? I would.
Too, because here's the thing, because it doesn't
bring him back.
Why are we tearing up stuff though? That's what I don't understand. Why are we tearing up stuff?
Our neighborhood.
No. See, that's the thing. Don't tear up nothing in our neighborhood. Go to
but that's what they do.
They are at. No, and see, that's the thing. I bet you every time they did some mess like this, we brought it back to their doorstep. They stopped doing that dumbass shit. Their policies would change if we brought it to their doorstep. They stopped doing that. Now, I'm not saying right now the justice system is working. I'm talking about how they did Trayvon Martin. Why George Zimmerman ain't been ran up on?
Or Breonna Taylor.
I need to know why George Zimmerman is still walking around breathing the same oxygen and drinking H2O
and profiting off of the murder.
Murdering.
Yeah.
Child.
The same with the police officers from Breonna Taylor. They got book deals. One police officer in Kentucky is going around giving speeches to racist groups about the Breonna Taylor murder.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Because they feel safe, they feel comfortable.
Right.
If we showed up at their door,
let me tell you what I think would help. And a lot of people say this ain't gonna work, but it is. What they did with the protest on Friday night was actually smart, although it only paused, it didn't stop. We got a lot of money coming through our interstates here in the city. We're a tri-state area. The Walmart across the bridge is the busiest Walmart and the top selling Walmart in the country. We deal with a lot of commerce and transportation, and if we stopped those things, and I've said that when Colin Kaepernick was protesting, I said it each and every time, if we stop money, that's what's gonna hurt. Going to tear up some ain't, but if we stop money, that's what's gonna get them to see and understand. We need to stop that. If we come together and shop with us, you see what I'm saying, and stop that money from flowing and going, I think we would have a better. It would be a better, and then they see, because we are the black community. We're the largest consumers in the world, Craig. In the world, we are the largest consumers. If we stop their coin, they ain't gonna have no choice but to stop some of the stuff that they're doing.
And the reason that you can see evidence of that being the truth is every single major corporation got black people in their ass now. Black Lives Matter, this, that, such, and the other. But they still turning around and funding these racist ass politicians.
And that's
They
the
still
point.
doing this shit. It's for
And that's
vanity.
the point.
Let's hang up a sign that says Black Lives Matter. We need to be looking at their actual actions and we
And that's
need
the
to
point I'm
hurt
making.
their wallets. I agree with you on that front. But what I'm saying is, you know how back in the day, you raise your hand to hit your mama. Your mama don't hit you off reflex, your mama will be like, hit me, I'll be the last person you ever hit again. You put your damn hand down. This
I
shit is
get that.
not gonna stop happening until fuck around and find out becomes president.
Can I
Go ahead.
can I just add this? Okay, I'm not appreciating how we're being portrayed in the world and how this situation is being portrayed as the world as one of the worst beatings.
It ain't the worst because we
It is
saw
not
man.
the worst, but the way it is going around.
Because let me tell you why.
It's like, oh my gosh,
Let me tell you why.
no, this is inhumane.
Because
It's
it's
all
black cops. Because it's
right,
black cops.
right.
Because it's black
Okay,
cops.
but
Had it
no,
been
no,
white
no.
cops, this would be a totally different. As a matter of fact,
Hold
had it been
on,
white
no.
cops, this would have been swept under the rug until somebody brought it to the light. Let's talk about it.
Okay, but also we have to look at the fact of the footage and what happened on that footage. I have not seen any video of any police officer. Like even with the Rodney King beating, he lived. Like these folks was beating his ass, talking about bitch ass nigga. Really?
They kicked that man in the head with steel toe boots. But I get what Wendy is saying. I get what listen to what I'm saying. Had it been white cops doing it, wait a minute. Had it been white cops doing that, the narrative that they're putting out right now would not be the same narrative. It wouldn't be the same narrative. And that's the point she's making.
Because it's white cops involved and they ain't nowhere in the narrative.
Right.
You would think that it was nothing but black police officers on the scene. You would think that it was nothing but 5 police officers on the scene.
Right.
You would think that it was only 2 fire department employees.
Yeah.
From the way they talking about it.
There were several people around while all of that was taking place. And that's the point I'm making. And then they laughing about it. And hey, y'all wanna you
been in a fight like that in a long time.
Right. But there was no fight
before.
Because the man ain't touched you.
And then talk about should we bring them closer to the first responder? Hell no.
Right.
I ain't finna take that man down there.
Yeah. So let me get this rundown real quick. So Candace Owen, I despise this lady. I do. She went on her podcast prior to the video being released, and I have not seen anything.
You hadn't even watched the video.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Prior to the video being released, and I have not seen her retract the statement that she made on her podcast, where she said that here again, people are using racism as a tool, and that the guy probably wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, and y'all want to cry and y'all want to be emotional. She made statements like that on her podcast. Wildly irresponsible for her to make those statements. And even so, I think somebody really needs to actually take this girl to trial and actually take whatever little coin she got so she can learn her lesson. Or I think maybe this might be a little radical, but maybe you need to get pulled over by some white cops and maybe go through something similar, not death, but something similar. So you can
she'd be so quick to say racism, it would not be funny.
But you know what? What's funny about Candace Owens is that that's been your entire platform up until the Republicans offered you a little bit more money than the Democrats to run their narrative. I'm sorry, the Trump Republicans ran you a little bit more money to run their narrative, which means you can be bought and sold. You fought at your high school because they discriminated against you on the cheerleading squad or whatever that situation was. And you cried racism then.
Probably ain't got no rhythm.
Huh?
Probably ain't got no rhythm.
She probably don't have no rhythm. But things like that. Like, I feel like, sis, something needs to wake you up.
Sis. Don't call
her
her
sis.
sis.
My husband probably be playing, I'm the slave, you the master.
Probably.
See, she ain't nobody's sister.
I need her to stop. I feel like black people who are blind to that, just because you are the white people's yes woman or yes man, does not mean that if you in a similar situation, they gonna treat you like them.
Uncle Ruckus
quote
the Uncle Ruckus.
Lord. To quote the great scholar Sean Corey Carter, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay.
So
oxygen for that bitch. I'm not gonna talk about her.
But
y'all can.
I just wanted to put it out there because I just think it's wildly irresponsible until you have all the facts. And that's what you do because you a Trump Republican. And that's what they do. That's how they operate. So you operate in the same vein, using Kanye. Using Kanye to push your little white lives matter thing going forward. You know, that boy don't even mentally, that man ain't there. So you done preyed on that man's mental instability so you could use him for your platform.
And he like missing because we hadn't heard from him in a while.
He done secretly got married to somebody else.
They not married for real.
Oh, okay. I didn't say that. I said secretly. I didn't say they ain't get married for real. I said he secretly got married to somebody else.
Yeah, they had a ceremony,
okay.
But he ain't married.
So no, they found him. He was found.
He wasn't missing. The man just wasn't. The reason why they started this Kanye is missing thing is because his lawyers were trying to quit. And he was nowhere around to be served the papers that they were no longer his lawyer.
Okay.
Kanye was like you don't leave me.
They can't quit on me.
If they can't quit on me if you can't find me. So they started that Kanye West is missing so they can find him. And they still ain't, from my understanding, been able to serve him the papers. But the paparazzi in his face all the fucking time. I really think that Kanye needs some time to be a normal black man. He needs some time to go to therapy. He needs some time outside of the land that killed his mom. He has not been okay since then. And he needs some time. He needs a 3230. He needs some type of vacation from this society. He decided to follow the Trump formula of, I'm gonna say the most horrendous things, but he forgot that he don't have the complexion for the
You don't have the complexion for that, son. You don't. Okay, so Emmanuel Acho was on Van Latham's Higher Learning podcast. And he mentioned because of his Nigerian background, he does not have the same trauma as African Americans do because he's never experienced anything like a police brutality situation or any systemic racism or what have you, because I guess he ain't got the same trauma, is what he said.
And that's understandable, but just because you haven't experienced something doesn't mean that it can't happen to you. Especially if you're in this country, the first thing you need to do, and it's wild to me that black people from other nations will come in this country and be like, "Oh, it's not like that for me because I'm not from here. This, that, such, and the other." Um, hold on.
Um, she fussing at the
Like,
kid.
no, cause he anyway. Um, they talk about how Americans go to other countries and do not respect the customs, do not figure out what can get you in trouble, what's offensive, this, that, and the other. So the thing that people need to know when they come here is that your skin can get you in trouble. Your skin. Your skin can get you in trouble. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can be um accused of having a fake $20 bill. It could be real, in fact. You could be smoking a cigarette or selling a loose cigarette. You could have taken a box of Black and Milds. And it's wrong to steal in any fashion.
You could be sleeping in your house.
Sleep
Okay.
in your house. You could be running in your neighborhood. You could be walking from the corner store after getting your Skittles and iced tea. You could be playing with a very obvious toy gun in a park and be 10. All that's necessary is your skin.
Yeah.
And I think that that is the message that people need to understand when it comes to this country. There are police officers that I know. I don't call names because I don't get down like that. But I know black police officers who have experienced racism within the force and when being other places and they have to explain, hey, I'm the police, where I'm from. We don't give a F in. And I heard it with my
Absolutely.
ears. When I made waiting, people were saying before I shot a frame, I had the All Lives Matter crew telling me that's not really what happened. That's not how the police don't just walk up on your car with their guns out. But that was the
Child.
first thing that we saw with George Floyd over a counterfeit 20, over a counterfeit 20, because ain't nobody, I haven't seen a $20 bill in evidence, real or fake.
They found out that indeed that $20 bill was not fake.
Yeah, like I thought. Like I thought.
So that's the thing.
Um, yeah, some of these black cops do have this head trip because I know within the 6 months I've been pulled over 3 times.
Oh God.
Two by on her for speeding on the expressway. Two of them, first two were white cops, and they let me out. They told me, "Okay, I'm gonna put you going 5 miles over the speed limit. That way, if you go to court, it can be
Get
dismissed."
dismissed.
The last one, I had my I had my cruise control on 75, and he told me I was doing 85. And it was a black cop, and when he came up to my car, he was yelling at me, and I was like, "Okay, what's the deal? You were speeding. You was going FMF 85 miles." I said, "Well, no, I had my cruise control on 75, and my foot was not on the gas. Who you clocked was the SUV in front of me, because it was the SUV in front of me that was speeding. So you clocked him and you didn't clock me. I know who I clocked. I clocked you." And now he was just going all off and said, "Okay, give me my ticket. Here go my license. Give me my ticket."
You were in the city limits.
I was in city limits.
Let's talk about the way people drive in this city for a second. 80 miles per hour is the regular speed on the expressway. I go 60, right? I go 60. And people will speed around me and be gone.
Hmm.
If I'm going 80, I'm keeping up with everybody. On the Memphis Expressway is 80 miles per hour. Let's be for real.
I was in between. I was on 240 in between Warford and Hollywood. That's where I was.
And the speed limit is elevated there legally. The speed limit is higher over there than the rest of the speed limit in the city.
Yeah, I'm that stretch. Yeah,
but I ended up having to pay. I went to court. Ended up having to pay $177. Now they want me to go to traffic school. I don't know if I want to do that.
If you go to traffic school, will they dismiss it off your?
They said they think about it. That's what the letter said.
They said they would think about it.
No, I'm going to traffic school. You taking that off my record, potty.
It may be off. It may be
girl. May. Nah, boo. So you just gonna waste my time in my life?
You got to waste my time, basically. What you gonna
do?
That's crazy. So
find somebody else to do it.
Van Lathan, of course, read Emmanuel Acho his rights, and then Emmanuel got on Twitter and was like, "You used me. You used my connection with your co-host to get me on the show, and you embarrassed me, sir." He responded to what came out your mouth. Not only that, and I enjoy him as a sports commentator. I really, really do. But he also has a platform where he has interviewed white cops and have had conversations with them, and they're very tone deaf, in my opinion. One that I saw, well, do you have black people come over your house? Well, before the pandemic, I had black people. It's kind of like I have black friends. It was really tone deaf. And I'm like, I really like you, but I'm side-eyeing your intentions at this point. And in his mind, he thinks he's showing people that not all white cops are bad and that sort of thing. When we do know that all cops are not bad. We know that. It doesn't
related to cops. I know that all cops are.
What I'm saying, the average person knows that not all cops are bad, right?
Exactly. But the fact that you have to say things like that.
I'm talking about he asked these people the question, they was like, yeah, I have black people over my, like, what kind of, that's extremely tone deaf, and you blacker than the ace of spades, and you on here interviewing these white cops, and you're asking them questions that are, in my opinion, tone deaf. Trying to prove some type of point, which makes no sense. Have a get real conversation. Yes.
But see, that's why we have to consider who is asking the question and what the question is, because at the end of the day, everybody who's asking the question ain't asking the right question.
Period.
Because nobody, I have not seen anybody ask CJ Davis, ask Mayor Peter Griffin. If
he sure do look like Peter Griffin. Oh my God.
Ain't nobody asked them, who is this first officer that was on the first video that everybody seen that was talking about some, I hope they stomp his ass. I hope they stomp his ass. He said it multiple times, which lets you know that this is something that ain't new. This is the norm.
This is how it goes.
Sitting there getting their story straight.
Right.
Hey man, I got my body camera on. Hold on. The dude take the body camera off and sit it on the trunk of his car and go talk. Like, we can't hear y'all stupid ass.
Right. Like, we can't hear y'all conversation. Like, we can't understand what's going on.
I think that every police officer, every first responder, because of the nature of their job, I think that everyone should be required to go to therapy regularly. I think that it needs to be funded by whatever department they work for. That should not have to come out of their medical package at all. It needs to be required, and therapists need to be required as they are in the real world. If you are going to a therapist and you present as a danger to yourself or others, legally they are required.
Yeah.
So that's same thing needs to happen, because people who don't have the skills to cope, who don't have the mechanisms to keep them human, they become inhumane. And what
Well,
the
yeah,
result of that is Tyre Nichols,
right.
Eric Garner, is George Floyd, it's Tamir Rice. Everybody in this whole damn country need therapy, if you ask me.
Right, right.
Everybody
So,
here, if you on this soil, if you walking these streets, if you breathing this polluted ass ozone melting air, you need
you absolutely do. I
therapy.
agree. Last person I'm gonna do a rundown on, and then we're gonna talk about CJ and the mayor's involvement. Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock got on Fox News and blamed single parents. He said the majority of the parents in the city of Memphis are single mothers, and all those guys were raised by single mothers. So that's why, because that looks like gang activity right there. Not I'm sorry to the parents that lost their son. And keep in mind, what's up, Paul? And keep in mind, that lady married. Tyre Nichols' mama is married, okay? But now he's insinuating that the police officers that beat up Tyre were raised in single mother households.
So he know every vagina he know all the 5 vaginas. Actually, it was probably about 10 to 20 officers and first responders out there. So he know all 20 of those
But
vaginas.
you know they mamas.
You know they mamas, they apparently absentee fathers. Like, see, that's the shit right there.
And you black. All three of these people are black. Now Jason Whitlock has been a Sambo for a very, very long time for Fox News. I'm just gonna say that Candace Owens and sold her soul for money. That's fine. That's what you do. Do what you do. And then I think the most shocked was Emmanuel Acho. So Jason Whitlock he's on Fox News. He got a podcast where he spits rhetoric.
I don't give him air.
Like Uncle Ruckus. He literally reminds me of a overweight version, a well version of Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks. Those are irresponsible. All three of those people throughout this process have been irresponsible, in my opinion. I think it's
They're
unfortunate.
single mothers who raised them are irresponsible.
No, but that's the thing. You don't know that. You don't know that these people
That's the point that I'm making.
right.
They mammies ain't married by that
at least
logic.
3 of the officers were educated because they're part of a fraternal organization. So
I was hoping to avoid this.
Well, we ain't gotta talk about it. We don't. I'm just mentioning that they are.
It's here. Okay. So you brought it up. So as a member of the D9, as a D9 delegate, I have been privy to D9 conversations about this. And to quote the great scholar, Sean, little stupid ass bitch, we ain't fucking with you.
A lot of people
That's what
are.
it is. Like, we're not. I can't imagine Omega Sci-Fi.
And I didn't want to mention the organization, friend,
because this is what I'm saying. I can't imagine them remaining members. I know of Omega. I've actually met some of these officers.
Yo, Mike, fix your mic.
I've actually been around some of these officers that were on that video. This is Memphis. Memphis is a small place. It's a big city attitude. It's small as hell. I don't want to question what was going through their minds. I don't want to make sense of it because it was all insanity. I know that when they handle the membership association or anything like that, I can't imagine that they'll be associated for long. I can't imagine.
Well, one of them was
Well,
wearing
I
the bracelet
know.
in the video.
Yes, and that was the first. That was one of the things that I saw, and it led me to reach out to someone that I knew, and they clarified the situation for me. But it's disgusting. Every member of Black Greek letter organization is number one ticked off. Number two, we don't want to be associated with that because that's not what we stand for. That's
So,
not what our organization stands
so
for.
let me ask you this: do you think that their organization should make a statement? Because a lot of people are saying on Twitter that they should come out and make a statement because they are, and of course, you did see that in the video that one of them was clearly a member of the organization, that sort of thing. Do you think they should come out with a statement, whether it be a denouncement statement or just a statement saying that we don't tolerate or we don't stand for this or whatever?
As a person, as a citizen of Memphis, I do think that as a member of an organization, I know how fast I would want my organization. Shout out to Zeta Phi Beta Sorority
Oh Lord.
Incorporated. How fast I would want my organization to address the situation. How fast other organizations have addressed situations that had nothing to do with anything of this matter. How we've made statements about these things when there were no Black officers involved. I think that something has to be said that is not my show. I have no control over what
No,
they
you
do.
don't. I'm just
And
asking what
no,
your
no, no, no,
personal
no.
thoughts are.
Let me just say this. I have no control over what they do, and their processes are their processes. I am going to trust the process and what they are going to do. I know that they are unhappy, and I know that it is heartbreaking for them to have to deal with that. And I know that when they finish, it's going to be handled. That's one thing that I know because that organization doesn't stand for that. So when they get through with their processes and procedures, whatever they may be, and they still have to follow their protocols, when they get done, they will handle their business. I'm very sure of that.
Okay.
I can't tell them how to handle
No,
their
nobody
business.
can. I'm just telling
But
you
this
there's
is
an
the
outcry.
thing. The people that we can tell how to handle their business is the city.
We about to get into this. So this is the last of the Mohegans of this topic. So I hate when people throw rocks and hide their hands. I absolutely do. I
Baby.
despise it. So first of all, the person who created the Scorpion unit is the person that you are seeing on TV, which is CJ Davis, who is our chief of police. She created a similar unit in Georgia called the Red Dog Unit that was actually responsible for killing a 92-year-old woman when they mistakenly stormed her house in Georgia. Okay. Um, there are also some kind of, I don't know if she was let go from her position or what with the Atlanta PD. There's some, I haven't substantiated those reports, but I did read the article where the lady, Katherine Johnson was her name, who died as a result at the hand of the Red Dog unit, which is very similar to the Scorpion unit. So the Scorpion unit, CJ brought this to the mayor of our city. So while they're condemning these 5 police officers, I personally believe that both our mayor and the chief of police, I don't care how quickly you fired them and they done been arrested, y'all need charges too, because you created these monsters that were the Scorpion unit. So I want to get you guys' thoughts on that. I'm gonna start with Wendy first because Timberly got a lot to say. I'm gonna start with Wendy first. You want Timberly to go? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I don't have a lot to say on this. The only thing I got to say about this is CJ needs to pack her bags. Fuck her and the horse she rode in on. Mayor Griffin, y'all know how I've been feeling about Peter Griffin from the minute he got here. The year that he took office, the year that he was elected the first time as the mayor, our murder rate shattered. The second time that he was elected mayor in this city that year, the murder record again was shattered. That seems systemic as fuck to me. They need to go. The only reason why you've seen my Facebook say CJ needs to pack her bags when they ain't saying nothing about Peter Griffin is because him and Lois got to go home anyway.
True. This is his last term, although he tried to sneak that vote in at the last election to see if we could extend the mayoral term when he shot it down when it was on the ballot before.
Yeah, because he didn't want AC Warden to stay in. He didn't want Harrington to stay in. And let's be very clear. This is the same Mayor Griffin that was the president of the city council when he took the police pension away, when he cut the 4.6% from their paychecks, causing a lot of excellent officers to leave and leaving us short staffed. And instead of putting more money into community organizations and the community centers, gave them more weaponry and more tools and all this stuff. Why is the police a paramilitary organization? We need protectors. We need servants. We don't need military. And this is the thing. I've heard some people that were my colleagues say, oh, the police need to go to war in this city with the criminals. And as soon as it was said, my immediate response, if you can find the recording, find that junk, because I stand by everything I said. I said that is incorrect. There does not need to be a war in this city, because when there's a war in this city, there are casualties.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't think that anybody, there need to be no casualties. Now, if you having a shootout with the dude that just robbed the bank, hey, whatever happened to him, don't make it home, police. That individual is tripping. But pulling up on folks in unmarked cars, I'm gonna tell you right now, anybody pull behind me in an unmarked car,
we're going to the police office together.
Yeah, we're going. And if we're not going to the police station, we're going to a very crowded place where you're going to be outnumbered by people who, if they ain't gonna touch you, they damn sure gonna have a motherfucking camera phone on your ass.
Yeah.
It is no more. But both of them folks need to roll. And Mayor Griffin gone anyway. So holla at you, my dude. But CJ needs to pack on up. She needs to be gone by the time it hits February. That's how I feel. Everybody running around her, giving her a pat on the ass because she fired 5 people when it was way more than 5 people on that tape.
Yeah.
Fuck that. You're giving her a participation trophy, and that's bullshit, especially when she's the one who started the game. She's the Jerry West of this police brutality shit. She's the logo.
Yeah.
We can't even trust her to choose a good makeup artist. Why is she allowed to choose police officers?
Maybe she does her own makeup. Like, can we?
And furthermore, why are we trusting her to make solid decisions if that's how she feels that she should show her face on the television? All cakey crap. Girl, this is 2023. You better learn how to blend, boo.
Well, I'm not gonna hate on her because I don't pride myself in being the best with the makeup.
Look, you know I'm not the greatest with the makeup, but my girl's eyebrows had places that needed to be filled in. You could just see the 50 layers of foundation on. My girl was beat to hell, not to the gods. She was beat below.
This is a lot. Okay.
Man, we can't trust her on anything. She don't have good taste on nothing.
I will say that I think that it is ironic that she brought this same type of unit to Memphis that she had in Georgia.
Ironic, it was by design.
No. That's not. Listen to where I'm going with this. You brought the unit. You trained these men or women, if there are women in the Scorpion unit. You train them to be bulldogs. You train them to be killers. You train them to treat people in a manner in which they treated Tyre Nichols. You trained them in this manner. Okay. Yes, it was by design because the mayor, I need to start because his platform was fighting crime. That was his platform. That's been his platform.
He's supposed to be a damn Democrat.
Huh?
He's supposed to be a Democrat.
But he ain't for. But let me say this: he's supposed to be for. He's supposed to be a Democrat, but his voting record in the city council has not been very democratically. Okay, he wants.
That's what I'm saying.
Put his foot on the next. Let me tell you about Griffin, Mayor Griffin, Peter Griffin. You see Wendy? Because I can't unsee it now. She said that might look like Peter Griffin, and I cannot unsee it now.
Girl, one day he had on the same colors Peter Griffin be wearing on TV, and I died.
I can't unsee it now. I can't. But
yeah, no, because yeah.
But what I found was while he was on the city council, y'all know the ordinance that they put out there with the sidewalk ordinance, where all of the elderly people, they were making them responsible for fixing their sidewalks, which the sidewalk by the law on the books is city property.
Yeah, don't nobody own no damn sidewalk.
Nobody owns a sidewalk, but they were trying to put liens against the elderly's houses.
Oh, that wasn't just for the elderly. That was for people who lacked the funds to fight them.
But the biggest problem and the biggest issue were the elderly who didn't have money, who owned their houses, and they had the fear of losing their homes because they didn't have the money to fight the sidewalk ordinance. And of course, we had some organizations that went and fought that ordinance. But his comment was, I gotta fix my sidewalk, but you don't. So they should have to fix theirs. You don't care about people who are not economically on the same level as you are. You don't care about that. And most people in that position don't care, because if it's not making them money, it ain't making sense. He claims that he's for these youth programs and get the youth off the street because they're part of the crime problem, but you shut down all the pools in the hood for the most part. You shut those down. The pool over here at Carnes is shut down. There's some other pools in the city. Some parks were shut down. All these things that you claim you're for, but you're not pouring money back into those programs that where we need that coverage and we need those things for our youth. Yeah, you got the employment program. That's cute. But what more are you doing for our youth?
And he didn't even start that. Harrington started it.
I know who started the program, but I'm just saying you haven't done anything to build upon what was already there. You haven't done anything to expand what was already in place. That's the point I'm making.
I just think it's wild that we voted him in.
I didn't vote for him.
No. So let's be very clear. I didn't vote for his ass either. I think it's wild that in the
If it wasn't for the 2 black people that was running,
it was more than 2 black people.
if it right, all them black folks that
and
was
that happens
running
every time. We can't get right if the gun was pointed in our face and they was ready to pull the trigger. We can't get right at all because we feel like we're the best instead of us coming together and saying, let's get behind one candidate so we won't be in the same mess that we're constantly in over and over and over again. And then they'll have, let me tell you, what's his name? Your frat brother. Harold, is it Collins? What's his name? That man threw his name in the race at the last hour because that Peter Griffin asked him to throw his name in that hat so he can mess up the. It's a trick of the enemy. I'm telling you, it was a trick of the enemy.
So this is the thing. That wasn't even the gotcha. The gotcha was that they were all trying to make sure that they could turn the AC off. There are people who admittedly got in the race. I'm talking about said with their chest out that they got in the race to make sure the AC did not make it back in their office. And at least with Mayor AC Warden, we knew that we were gonna have some nice events that he would show up to and make a nice little speech and wave his hand and kiss some babies. Mayor Griffin is running around here. He don't come outside until it's time for an election. Then he want to show up at the basketball court in some penny loafers, shooting basketball in a suit or whatever. And it's like, how out of touch are you? Like, this is foolishness. And people don't even stop to say, he don't even try to even dress up to look like he's supposed to be where we at. He don't even come to take it seriously. I'm not gonna show up to play basketball in the same thing that I would perform on stage in. Not a thing. You're supposed to be able to show up for the occasion, and he never ever did that. And somehow he still ended up getting a pass. In the last mayoral election that took place, only a third of the population voted. Motherfuckers stayed at home.
Well, but out of the third that voted, don't come out and vote. Period. That's every election. We had that same complaint.
That's the problem. It's like the only time people want to vote is for the president. But the thing that happens is it's the local elections that really make the difference in our city.
Makes a difference. But here's the other part of that. When only that third comes out and vote, then you throw all them 900 people, because it's a whole bunch of people on the mayor on the mayor's ballot this time around. And I'm like, why are we doing this again? Everybody thinks I'm the one, or I'm jumping in so I can throw whatever off.
Can I say this? Michelle McKissick does not need to be mayor of this city.
You said say it one time.
Michelle McKissick does not need to be mayor of this city.
We'll talk about that offline.
She is, and I'm gonna talk about her. I'm gonna talk about her right now, because she announced during this whole Tyre Nichols situation, she decided that, we needed to know that she needed to run for mayor. Baby, go sit down.
Well, Van Hunt is the same way. He jumping up on stage in front of everybody. Everybody has something to do with this situation with Tyre Nichols. It's political, period. All of this.
But what I'm saying is the way that she did it is the yes, but what I'm saying is the way that she did it is the same disingenuousness that she does everything with. She's never been a super genuine person. She lacks that. If I don't want her to be the first female mayor of our city, I'd much rather Tammy Sawyer come back and be mayor of our city before Michelle McKissick.
Well, like I said, everybody's entitled to vote for who they want to vote for. I'm
a campaign against her.
I don't know her one way or another. I'm not, I'm not
what you doing now remind you off camera.
Okay. I'm not particularly crazy about Van either. I'm just
I
gonna
don't know
keep it
him.
real. I'm not crazy about him. But we got to look at this, and we got to look at it, from a standpoint of everybody can't run for mayor. Just because you feel like you can, don't mean you can. Everybody
I'm
can't
gonna
do it.
tell you, in our community, at this point, and I know that he's been caught up in some stuff, but if we are going to have a new mayor, I wouldn't be mad if it was JB Smiley.
Well, who?
JB Smiley.
What he didn't got caught up in? We'll
That's
talk about that off
We'll
camera.
talk about that off camera because
Okay,
I don't even want to bring that up.
okay. 'Cause I hadn't heard anything in particular. I was
I don't
for
think he's
him.
running for mayor. I know that he was running for governor at one point in time. And of course, we all knew in this red state that we are in
Yeah,
that just wasn't gonna
he
happen.
campaigned his butt off though. He did.
He did, and
um,
his campaign team is excellent, phenomenal. But at the same time, this, I mean, if Memphis were its own state, he probably could have pulled that
he
out.
could he
But
could have won between Memphis and Nashville. He could have won.
yeah, but
Everywhere else,
everywhere else, no, that
not
wasn't
so
gonna
much.
happen.
Um, let me just say this. I believe our black men deserve to grow old. I wholeheartedly believe that. Their lives
Our black
matter.
women too.
Black women as well. They matter, but for that man to only be 29 years old and to lose his life in such a manner, that was unacceptable. And I think everybody else, whether you touched him or not, you were on that scene and you had nobody thought to say, hey man, y'all need to calm that down. Y'all doing too much. That's enough. Y'all got him in handcuffs. Nobody thought to say, hey, let's stop. Let's pump the brakes on this. Let's do something different.
They
You
sat and looked in this man's face and told them what they wasn't gonna do for him.
And I understand that, and that's why the EMTs lost their job. Bonner done fired the deputies that were on the scene as well. He said, I didn't even know these Negroes was over here. He said, oh, don't worry about that. They ain't got no job no more. He fired them. Cause y'all wasn't even supposed to be in them neck of the woods. Y'all supposed to be over yonder in the county side. Y'all wasn't supposed to be where y'all was. All of that is and more. I think more is gonna come out, and they need to go ahead and start arresting some other people because y'all are all accessories after the fact. In my opinion, you sat there and watched
Accessories, they will charge people that were at the scene of a murder and watched the murder happen
right,
with the
right,
same murder
right.
charges. They need to do the same thing with
Same
the
thing.
police officers. There needs to be legislation on the books that officers who are caught murdering someone, they can't be the police no more, never no more, for no
Well,
department,
I don't think
nowhere.
these guys are ever gonna be the five that they got them to second degree murder charges. They if they
They
if
going
they
to jail.
beat this, which I doubt they are, but if they
They
beat
going to jail.
this, they need to understand your career in law enforcement is over forever, forever, ever,
Ever.
forever, ever.
They need to be working at Trader Joe's or something, scanning some groceries. That needs to
Or
be
they
the
need
only
to
time that they
carry in the
interact
jail.
with people is
I
to
don't know
saying
what
thank you for
I don't
coming
know
to
what
Kroger.
time
How
I
are
don't know
you
what type of
doing today?
time I don't know what type of time they're facing, so they may not be able to see a light of day to go to Trader Joe's, depending on what. I know it's second degree murder, but I don't know what the length of
And
time
it's
is.
also kidnapping is one of the count.
Kidnapping, second degree murder,
Yeah.
several other
They
counts.
have second degree murder, they have kidnapping, they have violation of police,
Power or
they have,
something like that.
yeah, abuse of power, they have oppression, and there's another charge that it's escaping me right now. But all five of those officers are charged with those things. But even on CNN, they were discussing and saying that um the kidnapping started when they pulled him out of his car.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, the white officer that assisted them in pulling out
He
of the
need to
car,
be charged too.
the
Okay.
people, everybody who was there on the scene, I don't understand why we're looking at body camera footage with a police officer who thinks that it's okay to take his body camera off and put it back on.
Right.
Every time that those violations happen, it needs to be noted. It needs to be in their police files. There needs
Right.
to be public information. And
Absolutely.
I don't care about them saying, well, the criminals will find out how we operate. Well, y'all operating like criminals, so we don't get no fuck. We need to see what the
Period.
fuck y'all doing.
Absolutely. 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 Well, we are gonna wrap this up, ladies. Can y'all tell everybody how they can reach you?
Okay,
Wendy, we're gonna start with you.
okay, Wendy.
Girl, I thought we were gonna talk about something else. I'm
That was it. I
sorry.
told you this was all we was talking about. I wasn't playing.
Because tomorrow, because I kind of wanted to get into the looks on the Real Housewives of Potomac
We're
look.
gonna talk about it. We
I
might have
can't
to do
even
a
think
live.
about
We
that.
might
That
have to do
I
a live,
yeah.
a TikTok live or something about it. I don't have I don't know how
The
to do the
image.
green screen with putting their looks up either, unless we on here. But we might have to do a special whatever day this week you free. I know I'm not free Wednesday. I think you're not free Wednesday either, are you?
We'll talk about this
Because
after the live. Look, people,
Yeah.
you can find Wendy
oh, on Facebook, Wendy Edinburgh Smith. On Instagram, my personal page is edvlux76. My business page is Wendy E. Smith MK. Wendy ES MK.
Okay.
And then on TikTok is Wendy E. Smith 8.
All right.
And then, of
on
course,
Facebook.
I'm sorry. And in my website, www.marykay.com/WEDINGBOURGH.
All right.
Okay. You can find me at the Queen THCTHEQUEENTHC. That's pretty much on everything. If you want to personally interact with me on Instagram at under at dang, what is it? I'm not used to using my personal Instagram no more. Queen. Oh, Timbo underscore the underscore queen. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't even use my personal. Like I gotta do better with social media. Also, next month my single "Come Outside" will be released. And I guess I'll be back on the sides up to talk about that with y'all. But I really
Yes.
don't. I don't have the mental space and capacity. Like even when I drive my car through this city, like the only like I I think about Tyre Nichols constantly. Like it's hard to think about anything else. But yeah, I mean for the business purposes of it all, hit me up for tickets to Let's Get Loud February 25th. Um to that'll be my first performance since having surgery and everything. So it'll be a big hurrah back. But I'm definitely dedicating my performance to Tyre Nichols, to his family, and I just hope that wherever you are, if you are in the city of Memphis and you see these people, love on them. They need their love. Love on them. Love on them, and we need to stand up and fight for change because they work for us. And
Mm-hmm.
we need to remind them that they work for us and they need to do what we say.
Okay. And you guys can reach me on all my social media platforms at Vic's Kids Faith, Facebook, Vic's Kids Faith More. You can reach us at the Size Up over on Facebook, the Size Up 2102 at over on Instagram, and the Size Up Official Podcast on YouTube. We are posting episodes on the multiple uh podcast platforms, Anchor, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud. It's a couple other Spreaker. It's a couple other ones that we are. So make sure y'all get caught up on the episodes of the Size Up. We will not be here tomorrow night for its own. Wendy has a prior engagement. So
yeah.
uh
Yeah, tomorrow, I go to the Life Church, and tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday is revival night. I know Monday night we have Manny Orango speaking. He is a good speaker, you guys. On Tuesday is Chad Veach, and then on Wednesday, Israel Halton is coming. So
yeah,
I'll be working camera Monday and
so
Tuesday, but I
she
do
gonna
want
be
to.
tied up. Also, guys, on Side Bay Day, February the 15th, make sure y'all come out to Smooth Living and
This my
check it out.
son's birthday. Don't call it side. Do not do
First
that.
of all, I didn't know that's when that child's birthday was. Number one.
My baby, my baby birthday ain't no
Number
side
two,
bay day.
number two, that's what they call it, Side Bay Day, honey. But make sure y'all come out to Smooth Living and check out the Shot Glass Hour. We got Jerome Chisholm, the Bishop of Bill Street, who will be performing. So come out and hang out. I know the weekend is Super Bowl weekend, so some of you guys probably won't be able to celebrate Valentine's Day till after that. So if you guys want to come out and spend Valentine's Day with us at the Shot Glass Hour, we're gonna have drinks on deck. We're gonna have live art taking place. We're gonna have massages, and then of course a good food, a smooth living, and the vibe of the house band. So make sure y'all come in and check us out. We're gonna be in there $10 to get in. The doors open at 7. The B drops at 8:30. So make sure y'all are in there to hang out for the evening. That's all I got for you guys. We will see y'all here next week. Bye bye. Oh Lord.